May have.
Are we there?
Hello? Yeah, I knew that might be a problem. You can't mute it completely. I've tried that before.
How's that?
It's close. And somehow I think we're the Board of Education on this. Somehow,
Maybe. Yeah, because I started
because
it.
you'd be the host.
Yeah, I
on the
started it
phone.
from my phone.
Yeah. Okay,
6:30 p.m.
6:30 p.m. I thought Don Berg was gonna be here. And you will show up. Got enough other stuff to do. Jinx. I heard a door.
Mhm.
Anyways, I'm calling to order the Board of Selectmen meeting of November 3rd, 2025. Time is 6:30 p.m. If you join me in the I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. The minutes are included. Do I hear a motion to accept?
I make a motion to accept the minutes.
Second,
I will second.
any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Sorry, did you have a
No,
discussion?
no, I did not. Other than say I had no discussion.
Before we get to the ghost in the machine. Who's that? I see, there he is.
Almost on time.
What, I was just looking at the note on my thing here saying Don Berg will be here, and there was no Don Berg here, and I was confused.
Well, I was trying to figure out how to do the ESPN app so my wife could watch basketball and
Well, that starts at 7.
that's, yeah.
Let's move this meeting. So, prior to present to speak, I'd like to move that we add Don Berg and the solar project to 9F.
9F. Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right. So, which brings us to present to speak. Public participation is encouraged. Speakers are limited by appropriateness, staying on topic and maintaining decorum. Time may be limited to maintain progress. Please request to reserve time during the meeting if you wish to speak to a specific agenda item. Also, tonight, I'm asking that this is not appropriate for people to be campaigning for their candidate or campaigning against somebody's candidate. I do encourage people to vote tomorrow, however, tomorrow is the end of 2 weeks of the election period. Given that, is there anybody in the room that wishes to speak? Seeing none, anybody online? I see no raised hands. We're moving along. Correspondence. We have an advertisement here. Somebody wants to be our CPA. If you'd like to read the letter, I will hand it down to you. We already have a CPA, so. And he's from Florida, so
Florida.
what a commute. And we have a nice note here from David Demchak, the Kerma President and Chief Executive Officer. Dear valued Kerma member, he would like to extend his sincere thanks to us and our organization for choosing Kerma as our insurance provider. The decision to place your trust in us is deeply valued, and it goes on about Kerma.
So that's employee insurance.
That's, they insure almost everything in town. Kerma is a cooperative insurance among the municipalities of Connecticut. I believe of the 169 towns, at last count, 168 were members. We have found that not only do they provide us with much better coverage than other insurance companies, but it's cheaper, and then if they make money, we get a refund check. There's a big check, you know, one of those presentation checks in my office where they came by and presented us with a check a couple weeks ago. Only one? Two. Moving on to tax refunds. I move that we refund Brendan Gothier the amount of $50.02 for refund of excess payments. Go ahead, Andy.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
I move that we refund Vault Trust of Detroit, Michigan, the amount of $295.12 for a refund of excess payments.
I'll second that motion.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You didn't hear me before because I can't do two things at once, so both those were unanimous.
Got it.
I thought you might. Public Works. We got two Public Works announcements. One is their update. They've hired a new employee whose name is temporarily escaping me. I talked to Troy. He's working out very, very well. He definitely stays busy. So they they had their vehicle services by a contractor, yearly inspections and repairs. They did roadside mowing. They cleaned up after the storms. This was given the wind, I expected many more trees to fall. I only had one tree into the wires that I got a call on. They've been sweeping the streets after the storms. They've been doing trash pickup at the parks, maintenance and mowing at the landfill. Seasonal deep cleaning of garage is in progress. They did catch basin drain repair and paving on Moose Meadow Road. They had a culvert collapse that they took care of. Being as how they're the department that gets all the work that no one else wants to do outside, they put out all the early voting and voting signs. They fluid film treated the plow trucks. They got the plow trucks ready for the whole season, and Troy and Heather volunteered a trunk or treat representing Public Works with a giant dinosaur. And apparently the kids loved it. Also tomorrow, Thursday, so not to affect the election. Thursday, November 6th, from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., the corner of Daleville School Road, Mason Road at the corner of Daleville School Road, headed north, I believe, will be closed. They have 6 major dead trees that are of considerable size next to the road that the contractor will be removing. Also, you may have noticed they took down the two huge ones in our back parking lot here that were dead before they fell into my car, so I appreciate that. So remember that road closure near 85 Mason Road on Thursday, November 26th.
November,
Sixth, thank you. November 6th. Let's see. First selectman status report. The first selectman is back in town after a extended trip to the Midwest that he enjoyed immensely. And I think we're doing all right. Tomorrow is election day. I encourage everybody to vote. Tell your voices. What?
I'm sorry,
6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Then if you wish to stick around and watch them count votes, which is riveting. A lot along the same lines as watching paint dry, to find out who won offices. The registrars asked that you not be disruptive in the roped off waiting area. The Yukon Journalism Department is sending over some journalism students to learn how to report elections. So they may want to talk to candidates and view how counting is done. So if the young lady from Yukon that came and interviewed me here is here, there seem to be a fairly bright bunch. We are this close to finishing that water contract that we started week 2 of this administration.
Oh, okay.
It's written, I've approved it, it's out for signatures from all the parties first. And then we will be finishing that up. Oh, that's done that I want to talk about. And what else? I don't know. Go ahead.
So we had, I should have followed up with you. We had a low wire. Remember that low wire we were talking about?
Oh, yeah, I heard that it was fixed. I did not go out and inspect myself, but
I'll go take a look.
yeah, if you take a look and let me know. And from what I understand, it was a communications wire, not a power wire, so if somebody suddenly doesn't have their MTV, we know why. Well, nobody gets MTV
No,
anymore.
I don't.
I think they just folded. All right, new business. We have with us Kara Fishman.
Yes.
Hi, Kara.
Right.
Can you talk to us about, we have your memo here, which I read most of, on municipal options for permanently and disabled veteran exemptions.
Right. Yeah, I just wanted to present these to you as available, depending on the mood of the board and people in the town, I guess. So this year, was the first year of the exempting the house for the 100% permanently and totally disabled. And for this year, there were let's see, 1, 2. There were 8 and people that took advantage of it, and the taxes lost or forgone was, just to give you a perspective of where we're going, 43,036. Next year, there are some more coming on. And so, but you know, we're talking in the tens of thousands. Okay. Existed. So the options are, and I don't know the people in this town very well, so I don't know if these are applicable or just things you want to pass. You can exempt the land. You know, the house lot. These are all done by, the town meeting, so it would have to go. I guess the Board of Selectmen can approve it, but when the municipality's legislative body is the town meeting, the Board of Selectmen can approve it, but I know you like to send these things to town meeting.
Mhm.
So you can, for a surviving spouse of 100% permanently and totally disabled person that died prior to the beginning of the program, 10/1/2024, if they're not remarried, they can be eligible for it. You can limit the amount of the exemption to the median assessed value. And none of these properties are really, maybe one or two exceptions are high value. They seem to be fairly typical, you know, to low end properties. Then there is also the persons who have a service connected total disability based on individual unemployability. So, and this was like the original intent of the legislation was to help people that were not able to work. But in any case, it got modified over time, and so that is available. I believe there's like one person in town now that I'm aware of that has that situation. You can do surviving spouses and parents of people killed, persons killed in action. And that's pretty much, those are the options. So I just wanted,
I'm sorry for interrupting, Kara. So these are and or, correct? So this isn't this or this or this. It could be and, or it could be choose two.
right, yes, it could be a combination, like with the killed in action, you can choose any of the above to go
Okay.
along with it. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Right, this is something I think we need to be taking a closer look at and studying over time for a while here, and then I believe that whoever, when we get back, when the board gets a greater grasp on this, we may be asking you to come back. And I think you're right that it should go to town meeting. And I also think that, has this information been passed along to the Board of Finance?
No,
All right. I think they need to be informed as well, because that affects them. Effects or affects?
They need to know about it.
Yeah, effects, all right, thank you.
I don't know.
But now you,
When
once you
that-
start thinking about it,
When in doubt, use impacts.
all right, impacts. There.
Smart.
Okay. Thank you very much, Kara.
Thank you.
We'll start considering this and pass it along to the next board and the Board of Finance as well.
Yep, yep.
All right,
okay,
thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you for the information, because this is something that does need to be
Yes.
moved forward.
yeah, I mean,
At
there's,
least one way or another.
there are lots of options for veterans exemption wise, but these, you know, these are sort of the latest, but, okay. But
Thank you.
anytime, sure,
Oh, that one's gonna be complicated.
Mhm.
It didn't seem that complicated. I remember reading the legislation and I thought it was kind of straightforward, but
Yeah,
it just seems.
that's what I thought too.
Yeah, right.
And I thought that it wasn't even an option. We
Right,
just
me
gave
too.
all these things.
This
and
sounds
I-
like an à la carte menu. that
Yes.
you could choose.
Yeah,
And I didn't get that.
I don't
impression.
think for the house that it's an à la
Right.
carte menu, the house is,
Cause there are some exemptions now
Yeah.
that have been around for a while,
yeah.
but this is some new stuff.
We also have veterans in town that haven't even filed their DD 214, much less their exemptions.
Right, right.
I just found one 2 weeks ago, so. All right. Scores, I'm gonna have to turn on my phone for the scores. I put this on the agenda, the Emergency Services Efficiency Committee Future. This committee was originally formed, I believe, 4 years ago, maybe 5.
Yeah.
At the time, there was a communications deficit between Station 14 and Station 13, which are the 2 fire departments in town. The committee was originally formed by First Selectman Wazinski, and I was made chair of that committee. The first couple meetings were extremely contentious. I think mostly because there was a lack of communication.
It's always the.
And so after 4 years, we've communicated. Also, most of these people sit on your committee, so they're communicating
Right.
there. At the last Emergency Services Efficiency Committee meeting, they brought up the possibility of dissolving the committee. I think I agree with them.
Well, I know.
I know that I
some
agree
work
with
was
them. The work that was originally slated has been done. The value that was still being brought out by that committee was the communications part.
done.
With our current personnel, I think what we need to do is dissolve that committee and allow the first selectman to meet with just the chiefs. And I think it may even work better, because I think behind closed doors, people are more willing to communicate their gripes with their fellow people.
No posing necessary.
No posing necessary, and I've been going to some of their calls and some of their meetings. They've vastly improved their code training. Their work at scenes of accidents and fires has never suffered from this. It's outside of actually doing the work as it is with every first responder organization I've ever dealt with for the past 4 years. When you have too much time to sit around and talk to each other, that's when the problems start. So when you're actually working, there's no problem. I think that a lot of this can be solved through the first selectman's office. I've spoken to both chiefs, and I believe that that might be the way to go.
They're in agreement with that, Pete? You think?
They're in agreement with that.
Generally? And
Absolutely, they're the ones that brought it to me. And I spoke to Chief Moore this morning, as a matter of fact, and some of the personalities that were seriously clashing have either moved on or stepped back from their roles, and the people that have stepped up are very willing to work with the first selectman's office. So I'd like to make a motion to dissolve the Emergency Services Efficiency Committee. Do I get a second?
I'll second. Is that how you dissolve a committee? I don't know. how-
Committees that are created by the Board of Selectmen can be dissolved by the Board of Selectmen. And I'm
Who's the chair of that committee?
me,
You are the chair.
yes,
So you have a dual role there, all right? Yeah, I second that.
all right, any other discussion?
no discussion.
All those in favor? Aye. Okay. Conservation Commission appointments. I move that we appoint Teresa
Gutowski,
one more time,
Gutowski.
Gutowski.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to move the syllable out one more letter. Sorry.
That's all right.
I really hate mispronouncing names. I really, really hate it, and I do it regularly. Can I hear a second, and then we can hear from Teresa?
I'll say.
Second? Teresa, why do you want to do this?
Thank you for considering my appointment to the commission. I've been in the town since 1987, and I served on the Wetlands Commission for about 30 years. And so I've had a lot of interaction with the Conservation Commission over the years. And I mentioned before the meeting that I really respect the people on that committee. They're dedicated, they're hardworking, and they're very focused. And the mission of the commission is also something that I'm interested in ensuring that we have a good baseline information from the natural resources of the town. So it can be used by town officials that you mentioned earlier, and to assist regulatory bodies in their deliberations for any applications. And I've also participated on some of the cleanups of the Conservation Commission. I enjoy the parks, and I really, I think the public really enjoys our parks too.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to help the commission with whatever skill sets I can bring.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I say thank you because I live surrounded by state forest or Wellington open lands that you guys take care of, so. And you know the you've met
Oh,
Kathy
Kathy, yes.
and they've got a big project coming up with the
Sorry.
Potato Rock property.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
My brain took a second to kick in there, so they'll be working hard on that.
Hey, Pete.
Yes,
I just want to comment on Tessa's appointment. I think you couldn't find a better person to put on that commission. I've had a lot of contact with her over the years with various projects that have come up with inland wetlands and before planning and zoning. She is a good fit for this role, and I would strongly endorse her. That's all I wanted to say. Thanks.
thank you for that input.
Thank you, Ralph.
So, any other discussion?
No other discussion, no.
All those in favor? Aye. Okay, here's the thing, you have 10 days to see the town clerk and swear in as a member of the committee.
I'll be here tomorrow.
All right, but me too. My wife may even show up tomorrow. I'd like to move that Ali LeMay be added as an alternate to the Conservation Commission.
I second.
Oh, wait, the dates on your appointment are 11/3/2025 to 12/1/2027. And Ali's appointment will be 11/3/2025 to 12/1/2027 as an alternate. And I believe you're replacing
Carol, I think Carol Jordan.
Carol Jordan. That, ooh,
Yeah.
that's big shoes to
That's
fill.
that's what I'm saying. I really
That is
respect the
big
commission.
shoes to fill. All right, so Ali LeMay is an alternate. Do I hear a second?
Yes.
All right. Any discussion? Ralph, do you have any input?
No.
Hearing none?
This,
Go ahead.
this is Kathy Demers from the Conservation Commission. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. We definitely support the appointment of Ally LeMay as well. Tessa's going to be a wonderful fit, and Ally would be a great alternate.
Who is she? I haven't, the name's not familiar.
She's Patty Phillips's daughter, and she lives in the northern part of town. I sent the Board of Selectmen letters on both of these appointments. You should have gotten them with their background. So
Oh, it's right here. Look at that.
All right, that's good. No, I just like to know who,
yeah,
wonderful to see people participate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Kathy. I'm sorry, I got my pieces of paper out of order here. So, all those in favor? Aye. Okay. Economic development, Kathy, can you get in touch with Ally and make sure she's here within 10 days to swear in?
yep, I'll do that.
Yes, it's for a letter.
Beautiful. Because here we go again, Economic Development Commission appointment of Joanne Taraskowitz. We did this at the
Last meeting.
last meeting,
Mhm.
which was a month ago, but she didn't make it in the 10 days, so we need to reappoint her so she can swear in. So I move that we appoint Joan Taraskowitz as a regular member of the Economic Development Commission effective 11/3/2025 to 1/3/2030.
No,
He seconded.
I'll second.
Seeing as how we've already had this discussion, any more further discussion?
Yeah,
Hearing none? Oh, go ahead.
yeah, I just emailed Joan today indicating, that we need to get in there to do the swearing in thing.
Oh, good.
Send her some stuff, so.
Excellent.
Now that I talk like this, I have to make sure that I actually did it, so. Sorry.
All right. All those in favor? Aye. All right. property tax deferral and freeze program for seniors.
Yeah,
You asked for this, so.
yeah, I just thought, we're almost at the end of our 2 years, but, moving forward, I think it'd be a good idea for us to research ways in which we can help, our seniors stay in their homes. A lot of folks get priced out of, homeownership in later years, especially when one spouse dies. It's a problem. It's a problem statewide. There are 15 towns in Connecticut that offer some type of, at least my count, I mean, I could be wrong, maybe there's more, but I counted 15 towns that offer some kind of assistance. And those are done, I asked, I Googled which statutes in Connecticut apply to this. There's a total of, I think, 6 statutes. There's renter's rebate, so it's really 5. That the Board of Selectmen, this one or some other one, could look at in terms of how structure something that would help our seniors a little bit. Unlike the veterans, this would be a larger issue, that would have more financial impact, and I think that we should, whoever does this moving forward should include the Board of Finance in those discussions, but, and these are small towns, big towns, that are on this list, Woodstock, for example. Anyway, I want to bring it up, maybe if you can put it on an agenda, get it in there, get it on the record, and maybe, moving forward, we can begin to discuss this as a town.
Oh, good. All right. Sometimes when your income stops growing and your tax bill does not, it can become a serious problem. Okay, so now we're up to 9F. That would be you, Don. We talked to you at our last meeting, I believe, because there wasn't one. There's only one at the beginning of the month, not at the end of the month last month.
It was a Wednesday meeting.
Yeah, it's the first Wednesday or the Wednesday following the first Monday, or however governments do that thing. But I think what we've done, and if you have more to add, I'm gonna ask you for that later. But as I understand it from you, we need something signed before the end of December, or at the end of November.
Before the end of the year,
All right,
we need to, or
somebody in
somebody
town,
needs to spend the money, 5% of the money.
all right,
And I talked to Tim Sadler about that today, and they typically use solar panels to describe that money. They usually use 7.5% just to make sure their bases are covered.
all right,
And they don't need to be installed by December 31.
all right,
They just need to
Be
be.
bought.
Yes.
committed, yes. There's a word for that,
Encumbered.
Encumbered. Yes.
And has an impact.
Excellent. Sorry,
It's okay, I shouldn't do this.
no, you should be doing this, you're amusing me, and that's what's important. So this is a project that is going to heavily impact the next administration. So what I'm seriously suggesting to the next board, which starts on the 18th, is that they have a special meeting as soon as possible following the 18th. I think it's the Tuesday, the Monday before Thanksgiving is the ideal time, or Tuesday, depending on how they operate, to sign whatever it is they need to sign and go forward. I think it's a great idea. I think that it's green energy. It's money coming into the town for property that currently zero money is coming in from the town for. People affected by the buffer zone use are the people that are going to be benefiting from the panels. I haven't found a downside yet, and I've been looking. So, because I've got to steel man both sides of the argument to, you know, make sure I'm, to myself that I'm making a good decision, but I think that this next board needs to do that, and they need to do it soon after taking over.
Are you gonna be around at that time?
15 days from now?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Probably be a little more than that, but
After 11/18, so yeah, it'll probably be, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
I just
I'll
want
be
to make
around.
sure that what, your situation where
you're not going to Nebraska for Thanksgiving or anything, are you?
No, no.
All right. We will find you,
Yes,
and if
He's
we
not
don't,
on the
we know you can find us. We have no doubt about that. But thank you very much for doing this work. I think it's important, and I wish we had jumped on it a little sooner, but
well,
this is one of those touchy subjects that you just don't wanna go in with both feet without knowing all the parameters, and I think you covered them for us.
yeah, I mean, I'd love to leave the trees, that's a little difficult to do with solar.
Yeah, no, yeah, they need the solar too, they steal it from you.
So, I mean, some trees will be cut down and some residents will be impacted a little bit by their view of the woods.
Yep.
And that's admittedly unfortunate, but the potential of bringing $300,000 or so into our budget that doesn't have any other income other than rents
Right,
is too significant to overlook.
Is there any consideration to, cause that's a fairly minor, yearly, income, but I think on the, you get a one-time payment up front, it's fairly.
Yeah, we get a one-time payment. Green Bank tells us what it is, and before we upped the size of the system, it was 230,000 for the benefit of our residents, with like 10 items to choose from. It would also enhance the facility.
Yeah.
And then there's the lease payment, I don't know what that's gonna be, other than they claim it's gonna be at least $1,700 a year.
Yeah.
So, the land lease payments aren't much.
And the tree cutting is covered, I don't mean to litigate this now, but the tree cutting is covered under the project, right? It's not separate.
It's part of the Green Bank / and Earthlight as the installer,
Yeah.
part of their process. Yeah, they need to be cut in order to fit the panels in, or some of them are gonna need to be cut so they don't get shaded from morning sun.
Yeah.
And, we haven't had a lot of discussion with Earthlight on that, other than the fact I can't imagine they wanna reduce their income by leaving all the trees there.
Sure.
So some trees are gonna be cut. Unfortunately, when the trees to the east of the array are cut, there's more trees to the north to see beyond that, so
I got you.
you lose some of the close trees, you gain some of the further trees. And we'll also have to discuss with the selectmen, an easement to get power from the solar array, north of Button Hill to CLMP grid. And that's going, the design is done, and hopefully the engineer will sign off on it soon, so we can get it off to Eversource for the interconnection agreement and get their approval. But we're gonna need to run power probably from the solar array north of Button Hill. And their plan at this point in time is to run it to the transformer between Wellington Woods and the senior center. So,
that's not overly far.
no, only when you're buying copper. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
well. They're not making pennies anymore, so there's gotta be a little extra lying around.
yeah, okay. So
That's
basically,
my,
you plan on deferring this decision for the new board?
yes,
Okay.
and we'll get it to them and have them pick it up as soon as possible, given the time constraints.
Okay, there was 2 other issues I had with Mike D'Amato. One of them was permit fees. You wanna defer that?
I deferred the one that I could defer, it was like
The
$30.
$30.
Yeah, I put in the paper, I told Mike to defer it, so that shouldn't be a problem.
Okay, I didn't see that. And he'll hold off on signing any zoning permit, I guess, until he gets endorsement from the Board of Selectmen.
Okay, That should be,
That's my
he's
understanding.
usually pretty quick on that. He
Okay,
works by email, so as soon as give him a decision, should be able to get that done.
and again, that'll be the next board.
Yeah,
Okay, but the
so
permit fee,
that's why we're waiting 2 weeks, and I know that the time is of the essence here, so I'm going to be
we're waiting for the,
forcing it as much as possible.
okay, we're waiting for the engineer to stamp the plan, so they.
That they're,
Like,
if
that's
that's
2
already,
weeks.
that's already stamped, then that makes their decision even easier.
And it hasn't been stamped yet, but
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
pretty routine.
Yep.
I think,
I think so too.
okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you for doing this project. I probably should have jumped in earlier on it, but you know, everything in hindsight is easier to see. Okay, 10A, old business, school building committee. I think you guys can work together with Troy to start building a plan. I believe we've already started getting applications in. What do we have for a number on that? I've only seen 3, I think, so.
I did get another one today. I will send over to you. So
All right.
we're probably around 5.
4 or 5.
All right,
Yeah, so, thank you to the folks who volunteered, it's really great.
we could use some more volunteers.
If anyone knows anyone who'd be interested in serving on the school building committee, that'd be very helpful. Call them up, ask them if they're interested. CPAs, lawyers, construction professionals,
Et cetera, et cetera.
budgeting people, stuff like that.
Okay. Along those same lines, I received an email from the Phil Stevens superintendent, who has been in contact with the Hall Foundation about some of the things that we can do with the Hall School. The Hall Foundation is willing to modify the current quitclaim deed, providing full ownership of the property and school to the town of Willington. After the transfer, as long as the town of Willington owns the property, the Hall family name will remain, regardless of whether the land is used for school athletic fields, nature trails, or any other purpose. These are the demands being made by the Hall Foundation. I think if they, putting the name on whatever we do there on the land that they're just willing to quit claim to us is more than reasonable. Second, the Hall Foundation is willing to allow the town of Willington to demolish any and all parts of the current building in the pursuit of the renovation or new school on the Hall school site, even if the site is not used as a school and instead repurposed as athletic facilities or open space. The building could be demolished, but the site would retain the Hall family name. Third, if at any time the town of Willington decides to sell the building property, the Hall Foundation will receive 10% of the total sale. The Hall Foundation will use the proceeds to maintain its federated church and continue its philanthropic efforts in town.
Very well said.
Lastly, the Hall Foundation is requesting that the town of Willington bear the cost to modify the deed. This letter does not constitute an agreement, but simply highlights the specific adjustments the Hall Foundation is prepared to move forward with in the near future. The entities will work collaboratively to redesign the new agreement. If any items above are inaccurate or in need of clarification, please let her know. And so they were brought together, and the Hall Foundation went through the school with Phil and the Board of Ed. So that would make a huge difference in the planning efforts at the Hall Foundation.
Yeah, who signed it? Who's this person who had it?
Christine Stetson.
Okay, for some reason, I don't know, I'm getting a pinky feeling, this going through the Board of Education. I don't think the agreement is with the Board of
No.
Education. I think it is with the, now I
Right.
appreciate the work that was done
Sure.
to initiate this,
Yeah,
but I think that needs to be taken out of that realm
I think that
and put
this
into
is,
this realm.
right.
Is that's what's
I
happening
think that,
right now?
I think that when that quick claim deed is done, it would be in this realm that
I think before the quit claim deed is done, it needs to be in this realm.
right.
Regardless of whether I'm sitting here or
Yep.
not. It does not, that shouldn't,
And
I don't think that's a Board of Ed
And I
decision.
think that's a
Do
not
it.
on me, but
A
yeah,
town team.
Right.
That's a big shift.
I agree.
Well,
So,
but.
Great work on
It gives
Phil's
us,
part for getting. the
it gives
ball
us
rolling.
allowances and
That's a huge,
ways to
that's a
move
big
and,
deal.
It is a big
that's
deal.
a big deal.
yeah,
it's a big deal
That's a
and,
big deal.
it's a significant movement. A lot of people were very concerned about that.
They were,
Yeah.
historically, traditionally,
Yeah.
there's a lot of noise in that and, needs to be.
all right,
Navigated carefully with
yes.
a lot of thought.
And lawyers.
That's all. And probably a lot of attorneys, yeah.
A lot of it.
But I
There's
appreciate
always a lot
Phil
of
getting
attorneys.
things started, that's good.
Yeah, all right. Okay. So that clears that. Which brings us to good and welfare. I wish all the people running tomorrow the best of luck. And I'm good.
I think it's the scouts are having a food drive, I think it is.
I hope so, because I've also heard SNAP has been suspended for 30+ days now. And our human services department has been doing yeoman's work up there, making sure that our townspeople are fed,
That's great.
including the people who can't get around. So they are working real hard, and we would really like any donations to the food
Food pantry.
pantry, and there is suggestions on what they need on the Human Services Facebook
That's
page
good. I was,
and posted on the wall upstairs. And they could really use the help. Food Share is getting where we get most of our donations from, is partly sponsored by the state. And the governor has just given them more money. I know that our representative Tammy Nuccio is doing a lot of work on this. The rumor has it that the federal government was taken to court and that SNAP money should be resuming on Wednesday. But like with anything in the future, let's see if it actually shows up.
So another option, other than dropping off here at the town office building is, I think, you know, contact Peter Bacon of the Boy Scouts of America, or the Scouts of America, I'm sorry. And I think they're gonna be at the dump this weekend collecting.
Transfer station.
you knew that was coming.
You
Sorry.
stepped on that one on purpose,
Yeah.
didn't you? You said that landmine.
No,
Whack.
So, yes, the transfer station, thank you to the Scouts for doing that.
Yes. Which brings us back to present to speak. Anybody in the room? Go ahead, Don.
Don Berg, Red Oak Hill, Wellington, Connecticut. Just want to clarify, donations can be either cash or product,
Yes,
food.
and see Colleen, when she's here for cash donation, she's my ace in the hole on this. She is working so hard that we've authorized some extra hours for her during this
That's good.
emergency. And so we found a few extra, fortunately, her pay is not exceedingly high, so we were able to find some money in an account to handle that. Kathy. Hi,
Hi.
we can.
Hi, Kathy Demers, 48 Mason Road. Just wanted to add that the Boy Scouts are also collecting food donations at the transfer station on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
So people want to drop them off there. The other thing I'd like to let you know is I had difficulty tonight trying to connect to the Zoom meeting. When you go on the new website platform and you click on the agenda, you cannot click on any of the hyperlinks. And
We are trying to fix that. We have a list of problems with the changeover, and I will let Stacy know at peril to my own life, because she has been banging her head in the wall for a couple of days here, and she's had enough. But I will mention it to her anyways, but thank you for that.
Kathy, Kathy, how did you do it?
I had to type in the whole Zoom link, which is like, 50 characters. Yeah, yeah. Or you can, you could put in the meeting ID and the password that's listed, but a lot of times people are so used to just clicking on the link, in a
Yep.
document. I would say this in the meantime, Mike D'Amato's got another method that he uses on his agendas, that he puts the hyperlink on the PDF itself. And you could check with, yeah.
Copy and paste it. Yeah, all right, we'll check on that.
Okay.
And that may have changed with the new website too, but we'll find out. Also, Kathy, you weren't on at the very beginning of the meeting. Your road's being closed down on Thursday during the day on Thursday for tree removal. So you can only go north from your house.
Okay, I know
All
that.
right?
Thanks a lot. And to all of you that have served on the board, I wish you the best. Some of you may be coming back, but Peter, thank you for your leadership.
Thank you so much for the kind words.
Okay, take care.
You too. Okay.
I adjourn.
The second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Look at that, we only missed the first half of the game.